Today we're preparing lamb KLEFTIKO, succulent lamb slow cooked in a sealed parcel with a vibrant lemony marinade. Steeped in Greek history, this delicious dish is still a much loved and celebrated dish today. So to start the KLEFTIKO, we need a lot of baking paper. It's important to have some pieces overhanging so we can fold them over and we can create a tight parcel. Some more. You could add almost any vegetable you have to KLEFTIKO, but for me the classics are potatoes and capsicum with some onion. You could add sweet potato, you could add carrot. It's really up to you, but I like it this classic way for me. Cutting the potatoes into wedges, we don't want to cut them too small because they will be in the oven for a long time, so we need to give them enough cooking time as the lamb and allow them to soak up all those lemony juices. So the story behind KLEFTIKO is linked to the kleftos, which is thieves in Greek. The Greek bandits were outlaws and they would hide in the mountains fighting for Greek independence. They were simply escaping the Ottoman authorities really. And they were resourceful and they had to make do with what they had. So they would steal livestock and cook it in a particular way. They would prepare the lamb, or maybe sometimes it was goat, and they would slow cook it in the earth. They'd wrap it in parchment and they'd seal it in a pit, and it was cooked over hot coals for several hours. But the cooking process was very strategic. It prevented the smoke and scent of the cooking from being detected from the enemy. Vegetables are in, time for our kreas. I've got lamb here. I'm using lamb leg. I've got the bone out. You could use any sort of lamb cut you'd like. You could use shanks, you could use bone-in lamb leg. You could put the whole thing in the center. Cooking time will vary. I like cutting mine into portions. That way it's easy to serve later on. So I've got a nice big piece here. That one's coming off easily, so I'll just pop it on top of my vegetables. That looks good. I'll cut it, just cut it through there, like that. Beautiful, that's a nice thick piece there. Ωραία. Now where can I fit this little guy? There we go, the hard work is done. All we need to do now is prepare the marinade, wrap everything up nice and tight and let the oven do all the work. Now the marinade is really easy. Lots of lemon, oregano, garlic. Okay, in with our lemon juice. Going in with my best friend, lots of garlic. You can add as little or as much as you like, but if you've been following me for a while, you know I don't hold back. I love my scordo. Fun fact, actually, if you want a little piece of advice, if you find that garlic makes your stomach feel a little bit unsettled or it gives you a little bit of reflux, you could always, if you cut it in half, you might see that there's a little core right in the center there. If you just take that out with a little knife, it comes out easily. That's the more bitter part of the garlic. If you remove that, chances are you won't experience any discomfort. Thanks, Yaya Maria. Last one, I added about 4, but they were pretty big. Lots of Greek rigani. I'm going to add dry and fresh. You can also add fresh thyme, rosemary, but for me when it comes to lamb, I love my simple marinade with just oregano, rigani, and lemon, and garlic of course. That's my favorite combination. In with the fresh, there we go. So we've got lots of lemon in our marinade for our lamb. Just to give it a little extra kick, I'm going to put some mustard, just about a teaspoon, not too much. It'll give us an extra zing. How could we forget? Panayamu. Eleolado. Lots of extra virgin olive oil. Not too much, just a decent amount. I know I get ahead of myself sometimes. Kale, salt and pepper. Pupame. A good pinch of salt. I'm pouring the delicious marinade directly on top. We're going to rub it through so everything is nicely coated. Smells so good already. Going through with your hands, get them nice and dirty and just make sure everything is nicely coated with our marinade. We don't want to skip on any flavor. We want it to be delicious. One more ingredient to go and then we're going to seal it all up. Our last ingredient, for our KLEFTIKO are cubes of kefalograviera cheese, which is a Greek hard cheese. It's my absolute favorite Greek hard cheese. You could use kefalotiri as well. I'm going to cut it into cubes and scatter it on top. Some nice generous pieces that we can cut into cubes. Nice. And just randomly scatter them on top, like so. What a beautiful looking Sunday meal. Really special. Beautiful, we are ready to seal this up. I'm going to bring in the overhanging pieces of paper, baking paper, like so. Adding some more just to tuck in along the sides. That's a nice neat package now. Just to seal it a little extra further, I'm going to put some foil. Make sure it's nice and tight as well. We just want to seal everything in so it all steams within that package. I'm going to cook it at 180 degrees Celsius, fan forced for about 2 hours, and then I'll unwrap it just so it can develop a little bit of color. We'll be back soon. Our KLEFTIKO is ready. I can see that the meat has softened up really nicely and it's really tender. The kefalograviera cheese has melted into the sauce along with the capsicums and it's just created an amazing sauce. Let's see how tender this creas is. Super tender, gorgeous, look at that. That's what you want, just to pull away so easily. Yum. Now, if you loved watching, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what other Greek dishes you'd like me to cook, and I'll whip them up for you. Until then, KLEFTIKO here.